Welcome back to the only video podcast that bitches about Texas. Wait, that's where we left off on the last one, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Kind of. Yeah, hi, it's Downset Drip. I'm Sergio, your host. I'm here with Alden and Jarreous. They're my buds who are here to talk about uniforms. Hopefully you've made it this far. We're up to episode 9. We've talked about every single professional, well, I can't say professional. There are other professional football leagues. Every single NFL team's uniform.
We talked about the one that matters.
Yes, the only one that matters. And we promised a bonus episode, and we have one. This is that bonus episode, and we have more to announce afterwards. So woohoo!
Jeez,
guys, how's it going?
It's good, man. So I don't know if this is something that you're going to cut out, but I'm going to say it, and you can choose to cut it out or not. But we are recording this a few months after recording the last episode, to just kind of put it out. And watching the stuff back, dude, it's like has been really fucking cool.
Yeah,
has been really cool, and seeing people's reaction to it has been really cool as well.
Yeah,
and I've been watching it for the simple fact that, like, sometimes I'll look at something and go, no, I like it now. And so, like, this time I've been going through and watching it. It's like, do I still hate it? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking hate it.
Yeah. The opinions have not changed at all. I can tell you that right now. The opinions are still holding firm. I still very much point to the Washington R's as a very racist organization. However, some new news has come, and now they have turned things around. Will I bring it up or not? Who knows?
That's close to talking about football. You're not allowed to do that here.
This is not a football podcast.
Yeah, but like we have a whole like March Madness style bracket we got to get through here. But before we do that, there is some outstanding issues that we kind of have to get answers on. Jarreous,
we do.
I painstakingly edited every single episode of Downset Drip.
Mm-hmm.
And in every episode, you chose a team to move on to the next round. Okay. Where the fuck is this next round?
Oh, I guess it's here. And okay, so all of those teams, and this is somebody who hasn't watched all of the episodes already, should proceed forward in my bracket. The winner should be at the end. I just put it like that.
Okay.
From my mental notes, from what I remember, and again, I haven't had the privilege of seeing all these episodes again. The team that I like the most should make it to the end.
You would think so. It would be hilarious if, like, you brought up your little tournament bracket thing and
none of them make it.
Were wrong.
Well, that's the fun of doing this, man. It's the fun of you being the all-father in this situation, and me having me having to recollect the bullshit that I said months ago. So we're about to have fun with this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you stew on, what teams made that list or move to the next round, and we'll follow up closer to the end of the episode, see if you remember. Let's get to the business at hand, which is we're trying to figure out the team with the best jerseys. I already know the answer, but I also kind of want to see how they fall in, a March Madness style bracket. What I did, having, of course, listened to all these stupid episodes, I put together a 1 to 32 seeded bracket based on kind of what I would assume would be, the highest seeded versus the lowest. So at the top, we have the Bengals. At the bottom, we have the Cowboys, right?
Where they deserve to be.
Okay. So, like, the rest are kind of, organized by how I thought we liked all of the other jerseys.
Okay.
If they're wrong, I don't give a fuck. We're going to do this anyway.
Let's go. I'm excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited to be more likely to be wrong than right, but we will see.
So what I'm going to do here is there's three of us. That means there's an odd number. That means we each get a vote. So I'm going to pull up the matchup, which is the two teams that are, fighting to move to the next round. And based on votes, whatever team wins moves to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
I find it fair.
I
think
guess
that's fair.
it's a democracy, so
It is.
It's not a democracy. It's a cheerocracy. You're being overruled.
Okay,
It's
round
easy.
one. We have 16 matchups in round one, so we're going to burn through those pretty quickly. Most of them should answer themselves.
Mhm.
First up is the Bengals versus the Cowboys. As I said, the top seeded versus the lowest seeded.
The Bengals.
It very much is the Bengals. Like, we really didn't have to parlay. Here's the funny thing about this. Like, you knew I was going to choose the Bengals before I even submitted my selection. I just want to say one thing about it. As much as I flamed the color scheme, the turnaround mid hot take on those uniforms was incredible because we all just were over the moon, so to speak.
No.
with the auntie couture ensemble that they came out.
No. I'm choosing the Bengals on the simple fact that the Cowboys is shit, because the Bengals is definitely not something that I would have been like, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, because I'm going back and I'm looking at these, because y'all know I didn't fucking remember it. So I put it up on my iPad.
I'll tell you something.
If I remember
Cowboys.
correctly, the Bengals is the one that had that damn all those fucking stripes.
Yeah, it was sexy as hell. I told you it was auntie couture.
It was
was
not.
so
No, they had the tiger stripes. It was the Bears that had all the stripes.
Oh yeah, that was the Bears.
Okay,
I see what
yes.
you're saying. That was the Bears. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it's one of these motherfuckers that had an orange logo.
The Bengals uniforms was heat.
Okay,
The Bears had the stripes. The Bengals had the sass.
Yeah.
So
okay.
our next matchup is
Speaking
Dolphins versus the Bears.
This is surprisingly tough.
This is tough, actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's surprisingly tough. I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins too.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go Bears, obviously, because of the
I know
stripes,
you are.
but and also because I don't like the Dolphins jerseys.
I don't like
I just
them
like
either.
the color, man.
I don't like the color.
I don't care for it either. But I distinctly remember those jailhouse type stripes that they had on the Bears, and I cannot allow that to move any further.
Like
Fair.
I mean, the Dolphins still have, in my opinion, just it's out there. It's possible for us to choose a different mascot, to choose something completely different, choose different colors. But I mean, I think we were looking for the right color for the Dolphins, and we found out what it is, and it was Tiffany blue. And I text Sergio, and I was like, the color for the Dolphins is Tiffany blue. And he said, I don't know what fucking color. Wait, what was it that you said exactly? You were like, it's fucking green or something.
No, I said, no, you misspelled teal.
That's what you meant to
Yeah,
misspell teal.
Now, if you snap that on a shark with a black secondary color, then you might be on to something. But as it stands right now, no, it just can't.
Yeah.
No, the cocaine runners.
All
Miami cocaine runners.
That's not allowed.
Our next matchup is the Rams versus the Broncos.
Rams had that fly ass blue.
Yes, they did.
This isn't even close. The Broncos uniforms suck.
Yeah.
That's just the easiest way to put it. Here's a good one. Bills versus Ravens.
It is a good one.
I know who should win. I'm saying Bills, because there's so many things about the Ravens uniforms that just piss me off. Remember, they're the ones with the gold numbers on the purple jerseys.
Yeah, and they're also the ones that we had to fix, right? We fixed on the call.
We fixed.
I
Yeah.
remember
We
that.
fixed them. Yeah, they have the bird with the backwards B on its head.
And it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of easier for the Bills because it's a simple palette. It's
It is.
red, white, and blue. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I do remember liking the all blue Bills jerseys. Maybe, who knows? Like somebody can run this back and just talk about how hypocritical it is. But you know what's going to be consistent is that we still think those Cowboys uniforms suck.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
They're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how are these votes going?
It's going Bills.
Yeah, I'm going
Bills
Bills
over
too.
Ravens.
Bills. Okay. Next up should be a softball. Chiefs Browns.
Chiefs. Fucking Chiefs,
I
dog.
remember all the rude things I said about the Browns. Go ahead and give me the Chiefs.
Look. The Chiefs it's a better uniform set, so I have to choose them. I feel like they got fucked in the seating here because I would have voted for them over so many other teams. So I guess that's on me for putting them, 20 fucking 8th or 9th or whatever.
It's such a lazy name and color scheme.
Yeah, that's true. Jets Raiders.
Raiders. Because I remember certain
I think
things
liking the
hated
Raiders
about
better too.
Yeah, I remember like the things that just did to try and make that green work just didn't work, and the five hardcore Jets fans are gonna disagree. But I mean, it was okay. It was okay. I'm not gonna say it didn't work. It was just okay to me.
They did something. The Raiders for 50 fucking years have done nothing.
It is nothing. Like
Let's just wear black clothes. Like that's it.
Like that's the thing about the Raiders, in my opinion, is like that's why this is so difficult to me, is because the Raiders is nothing. Like the jersey is boring. It's fucking boring.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I can say the same things about the Jets. Like the Jets, they just exist. They're the and I maybe have said this on that actual episode for both of them, where I was just whelmed about their appearance. And so if I had to choose, like the silver and black to me works better than gangrene and white.
I can see that. I can see
green. I love the Jets green. But
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna go Jets.
I'm going Jets as well.
Okay, so the Jets move on. The Jets
yes,
that's fine.
They can lose to the Chiefs in the next round. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I was like, it was just the Arrowhead Invitational. Like as soon as they got over to the Chiefs, is over with anyway. I don't give a fuck.
Next up, 49ers Lions.
Somehow they have a similar color scheme, and the Lions are still better than the Cowboys in seeding, which is hilarious. With that said, I'm definitely going with the Niners.
So I'm sitting here watching this episode. When this episode of the 49ers came out, sitting here watching it with my friend Jacob. And Jacob, I told him, I was like, I remember saying the 49ers, San Francisco, where the gays are made. And so Jacob's rebuttal was, yeah, the 49ers where the gays are made, but their color palette looks like root beer. And I just fucking lost it.
A&W. It looks like the A&W. Oh my!
I just fucking lost it.
It's root beer copper. Is what that color is. I think we were trying to figure it out. Like we were calling it gold, but it was like it's not quite gold. I can't quite remember, but it's root beer copper. That
let them for fucking Phil, dude. Oh my god.
That might have ruined those. Oh my god! Now the 49ers standing is in jeopardy at this point because I just want an A&W now.
Like I mean, I feel like that's like a co-marketing gold mine. Like they should be playing an A&W field.
Yeah.
or when they inevitably put some stupid as advertising patch on it, it should be A&W. But yeah, I feel like the 49ers sweep this. Any
I agree.
Okay. That one was easy.
Fuck out of here.
Patriots, Jaguars.
Patriots, man. Because I remember, first of all, I'm upset with the Jaguars getting rid of their two-tone helmet on the when I finally had an opportunity to roast that shit, they took it away from me. So even if I did like their uniforms, they can't move on, man, because the whole point of the show was taken away.
Wow. Like, so you're saying Jaguars, they lose because of FOMO?
Yes. Yes. We are a year too late on this damn episode. They had this damn two-tone, and I had to show Alden that. I would have loved for him to give me a real-time reaction to this shit. I was so pissed off. I still am.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots as well. Not because I love the Patriots jerseys. It's just the Jaguars somehow have great colors and terrible uniforms at the same time.
Jaguars.
I was looking at them again, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what this is.
The Jaguars uniforms are the only uniforms where gray stains don't show up on them. Everything just blends in. Everything.
I mean, the Patriots is eventually like the Patriots is going to lose. Like eventually, it's not. I don't see it making it to the end.
I'm not worried about all these red, white, and blue color schemes because they're definitely about to find themselves out. So
yeah,
we'll see. Patriots, they swept the category. Next up, Saints Seahawks. Oh, this one's easy. Oh my god, Saints Seahawks.
The fuck?
Poor fucking Seattle, man. I'm not even gonna ask y'all.
Hold on, wait.
I know you're not about to belabor this any longer than it has to go. I tell you what, though. We're not gonna do this Saint shit the whole time.
No, that's not. No, it just so happened that they ended up in the same bracket as the Saints, and like that's a disservice. Actually, that's a disservice.
Right?
I mean, the thing is that Seattle wouldn't have won against literally anyone. Like I think no, absolutely not. When it comes to that lime green ass fucking ugly ass jersey, like absolutely not. The Cowboys would have beat it. The Cowboys absolutely would have beat Seattle, in my opinion, if it was that way. But it's just so bad. It's so bad.
It is.
And look, and you just can't be like, oh yeah, this is a sweep. Like we know it's a fucking sweep, but we just have to talk about it. We just have to talk about how bad it is.
You know how some I take this like the NBA finals or anything where somebody has to come up with a prediction for something, but they have to, on those shows, they have to wait a whole week before they give their final prediction, and they try to get us engaged in it, but we fucking know.
We know
they don't have a chance. It's one of those things like Sergio said, why even try? This shit's moving the Saints off.
Yeah. It's like when they cut to Charles Barkley and they ask him, so how can the Orlando Magic win this series? And he's just like, who's next? I don't want to fucking answer this question.
That's one of the things I love about him, by the way. He just keep it real.
So all right.
Yeah,
all right. So,
we can move. We can move on now. We've talked about how bad Seattle is. We can move on.
Okay. Here's one that might actually be tough. It's the Bucks versus the Vikings.
Y'all forgive me because I'm going through. I'm looking at these again.
It's basically purple versus pewter.
I'm going to go.
This is the one about the creamsicle, right?
I just want to tell y'all that was one of my favorite podcasting experiences ever. Trying to figure out what fucking color it was. That Tampa Bay Buccaneers wore, and for that reason alone, they have a place in my heart. They get my vote on this one. I don't care what happens next. I want pewter to move on.
Okay. Alden.
See, the problem here is that because the Vikings jersey is also not good. I definitely remember it not being great.
We roasted this shit.
Yeah, like for sure. Like
That division was a failure as a whole, by the way. I remember that. That was terrible.
But I really don't care for the Buccaneers jersey either.
Can I offer an olive branch to
absolutely.
Just remember the Vikings helmets.
No, that's you. That's a you thing. That is a you thing.
It should be a you thing, though.
That is a you thing.
That helmet is entirely too horny.
And it's a shame because they do have a solid logo. You remember, I think we talked about that. Just put the logo.
Yeah, it's a cool logo.
Yeah, I'm voting Bucks. I actually really like the Bucks color scheme. So
yeah, see, I'm gonna go Minnesota. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I mean,
you don't
it's
have to
not.
apologize. Your team
like,
lost, but you don't have to
That's
apologize.
fine. That's fine. They both suck in my opinion. But like, if I had to choose,
tried.
Yeah.
Next up, Packers Colts.
So you give me two uniforms that exist specifically for the purpose of not having players running around naked.
Come on, the Packers are better than that.
Yeah, I remember when I said the Colts were a team for somebody who just is like NPC. So based off of that, I can't choose the Colts. So I got to choose the Packers. If I'm not mistaken, the Packers won their division and moved on in my full tournament.
That's correct. They did.
And
it's all coming back.
I think we roasted you for that too.
But choosing the Packers at the end, yeah, I believe so.
I think we roasted you for that too. I'm Packers as well.
Yeah.
The Colts. I remember saying the Colts. It looked like the Colts uniforms like pajamas, and then they had those thermals on with them. I remember that shit now. Now that's coming back to me. It's like you ready to go to bed when you dressed up.
Yeah, this isn't really a victory for the Packers, more like just a straight loss for the Colts.
Yeah.
It's that question. Did the Packers win or did the Colts lose? The Colts just definitely lost.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
We're no better for it.
Let's see. Now, an NFC South battle between the Panthers and the Falcons.
Yeah, you had a lot to say about the Falcons.
I did because it was gang affiliated.
It was gang affiliated.
Oh, actually, this is kind of a gang fight here. This
is definitely
black and red and black and blue.
I read a story about Cam Newton today, and I keep thinking about it.
Who's that?
And it has nothing to do with anything, but.
And who is that?
Exactly, and even he has ties to both of these. These. I remember liking the Panthers color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the Falcons just really not. You know what's going to take the Falcons out of this one? That one jersey that's red that bleeds in the black. The Panthers, the Panthers move on. I had to cycle through those jerseys in my head. That's unforgivable.
Yep.
That was bad. That was real bad. I agree. Panthers.
Next up,
Panthers in 6.
Giants and the Titans. Do we need to talk through it, or do I need to remind you of the
really want to get the AFC South out of this. And so far, the Jaguars have lost. The Colts have lost. We're at the Titans, and there's one more team left. And I know who their team is. Just for the sake of moving further, please give me the Giants. Because having a sword that does not have a beginning or an end is just ridiculous on your jersey. I just want to commit to the blade.
I'm going to ask you this, Jarreous. You've been watching football your whole life. Mm-hmm. Did you realize those were swords prior to this podcast?
I swear to God, I did not. Like, okay, so the on their logo, I realized it was a sword. But looking at it, especially on the side pant legs, I did not realize it was supposed to be a sword. And that I cannot look at that team the same. It simply will not stand.
My My job's done here. Awesome. We're gonna go with Giants then.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, we did a history lesson on the Titans. I'm thinking about that now. Just to figure out what
It
the
was
fuck it
such
was.
an in-depth conversation about nothing.
Such a shitty fucking
It's
jersey
about
too.
nothing.
Okay, this one's really gonna test your AFC South thing, like hatred. Texans
know how
versus
much I hate 'em.
Commanders.
Fuck. Oh, and that's another red, white, and blue color scheme.
Yeah, sure is.
Mhm.
I remember us liking more of the Texans stuff.
I
Mhm.
agree.
But I remember the Commanders coming in the 11th hour and they had those black and yellow joints, and I remember liking it a little bit. But
It was the only one
definitely,
that we liked.
I mean, I'm siding with the Navajo and the Comanche and all of them, and I'm not gonna let them move on. So give me the Texans.
Texans.
Damn it, I
Alden.
was so close.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's just there's something about the Commanders. It's just like I don't know. It just
Racist.
doesn't-
It's what it is.
Them-
It's racial. What do you mean? It's something about it.
I'm talking about the jersey itself. I just remember not liking anything other than the black and yellow one. That was the only one I really care for. I mean the crimson and yellow is like it's okay. It's just yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Texans as well. And I hate that another red, white, and blue is going forward.
Yeah. Well, just remember the Texans were remember the red jersey set
Yeah.
for the Texans. Like we were all kind of in awe of that one. So I believe the Texans deserve to move on. I'm going to vote Commanders because despite my better judgment, I really like the maroon and yellow. That's just me. But
it's not bad.
they're not
It's just not great.
Yeah, they're not moving on, so they don't matter anymore. Next
Yay,
up,
what for civil rights?
Steelers Cardinals.
Give me the
This
Steelers,
should be
even though the
easy.
Steelers got an alternate jersey that nobody could love. Not a mother, not a father, nobody. It's that one throwback jersey they had was terrible. It's
That one
the
didn't count.
Like,
Don't forget
oh,
that
it
one didn't
didn't.
count.
That didn't. They stopped using it.
Mhm.
They retired that.
Yeah.
Shit, they can move on for retiring that shit. In Arizona, I love the color of crimson. And Arizona just decided to do nothing with it.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Steelers. I love that these things have like the Wikipedia things that come up. It's like the season and it shows you all of them and just like without the people in it. Like, thank you, Wikipedia. You've been incredibly helpful for me.
Yeah, it turns out there are other weirdos out there who like talking about fucking uniforms. We're all going Steelers because the Cardinals have objectively bad jerseys. So,
oh yeah.
Moving on, and the last matchup in the first round is the Chargers versus the Eagles.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the powder blues, baby. This is easy. It's work with light.
Look, we have to look at these holistically. You can't just say, oh, the powder blues are great. They move on. No, you've got to take into consideration those god-awful like
Wings?
navy blue jerseys.
Wait. Hold on. Don't you ever do that again. All right, the navy blue jerseys are fine. They're fine. All right. I'm a personal fan of them because they take me on a throwback, but don't do that, especially when you got a fucking helmet with wings on it. Let's not be hypocrites.
Look. I would be willing to keep the helmet with wings if the Chargers just got rid of half of their lightnings.
Oh, it's so many bolts.
Lightnings? They're lightnings.
Yeah. They should just change the name. I'm gonna go Chargers as well. Over the Eagles. It's just
I think they should take on the other meaning of Charger instead of going with like electricity. You know, Chargers were a part of like the Trojan Army or something like that. They should do that. But whatever.
Well, I'm going to say Chargers too because I hate the Eagles green and I hate their black jerseys. So that does it for round 1.
Yay, fuck Seattle.
What?
So yeah, fuck Seattle. But what's funny is that when that episode came out, I posted about it on my Facebook, and I was like, it's got my favorite jersey in it, which is the LA Rams. Favorite jersey. Go hands down. I'll say that right now. Hands down is my favorite jersey of the NFL. But then I posted it after watching it, and then I was like, holy shit, this has the worst jersey in the NFL. Please go watch this episode. Like, dog, I forgot about that monologue that I gave.
The only thing worse than that one is the complete failure of the NFC North with Chicago and Green Bay and Detroit and who's the last one?
Vikings.
And the Vikings. That was a complete clusterfuck of an episode outside of the AFC South.
Yeah.
But yes, the Seahawks somehow prevailed to be possibly the worst of them all.
Well, the good news is we don't have to talk about the Seahawks anymore.
How we will miss thee.
I won't. Round 2. Let's just start from the top. Bengals, Dolphins.
Again, I'm going with the sassy cats. The Bengals have to move on. The Dolphins and that attempt at Tiffany Blue just don't resonate with me. But Alden is in pain, in virtual pain.
I am
I'm very interested to hear what he's about to say.
I just like the Dolphins jersey.
Nah, that started to come back too because I was getting frustrated by how much you like that jersey, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I just like it. I don't think it's bad at all. I love it.
Yeah, both of you were really into the white.
Yeah, well,
jersey.
I'm a fan of cocaine white. Okay,
Cocaine, good time.
when I think about Miami, I just think about their work getting funneled in and out of the country. So that was my fascination with it.
Every Miami team should have just a stark white jersey,
which is what the Bengals have. I can still get the cocaine white with the Bengals.
That's true. Yes. Yeah, I am very happy to choose the Bengals because fuck the Dolphins jerseys across the board. Fuck them.
I just thought it was so good.
I like the throwbacks look better because they're stripy and there's a better green. It's a better teal.
Quality hues of teal.
Alden, do you want to sacrifice a vote over here for the Dolphins just for good
Yeah,
measure?
no, I'm gonna do Dolphins, dog. I stand by what I said.
Okay, all right. Well, that will go. Your comments are on record, but they don't move them to the next round. Next up, we have a close match. Actually, the Rams and the Bills.
No, it's the Rams.
Of the two, the Rams to me have the best overall uniform with that blue on that Rams uniform hits.
Anytime we talk about the Rams, don't even question it. Like just go ahead and mark me down for the Rams, though.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna say Bills for the sake of mentioning it. I personally really like the Bills color scheme and how they've kind of footballed up their jerseys the past few years, but you're right. The Rams deserve to move on. So
the gradient.
Not
Atlanta's gradient. Not Atlanta's gradient. That was bad. That was bad.
You know what I hate about sports? You always get that one organization or team or player that doesn't belong there. And here are the Jets.
Okay, yes.
The Chiefs.
Next up, Chiefs Jets. I'm going to go first. I'm going to choose Chiefs. I feel like the Jets are out of their league at this point.
They are. They did a good job. Congratulations, you made it past. You made it past round one.
A participation.
You don't move forward.
They technically are not the lowest remaining seed in the second round, but they are the first. they are the first of those to lose. So
It's good for them.
Good for them.
next up, 49ers Patriots.
We're about to eliminate another red, white, and blue team, I feel. I'm going with A&W.
I'm going with the 49ers too.
Yeah. I got to go with the 49ers as well. The Patriots have good uniforms, and they have gotten better over the past 2 years, but you can't fuck with the 49ers, dude. So, yeah, we're just going to mark them as winners. Moving on, another NFC South matchup between the Saints and the Bucks.
Pewter just ain't pewter enough.
You're right.
At the end of the day, the Saints have a White Ranger uniform in their arsenal, and I can't go against that. So I'm going Saints.
I love the fact that you said it before Sergio and I could. That way it was correct. Because if we would have said anything first, you would have been like, nah, man, this is not fair. So I saw it on Sergio's face that he was like, I'm not going to say nothing first.
I am an island and pillar of objectivity here. Mm-hmm. I know the scope.
I was just gonna let the uniforms win it themselves. Like they're that good. I don't have to speak for them.
And no, you don't.
But I do really dig the Bucks color scheme. Like it works. Next up, this one I don't know how it's gonna go. The Packers versus the Panthers.
You a fucking lie. You know I can't stand it damn green and yellow shit. Give the Panthers, man.
Yeah, it's got to be the Panthers.
But I will say this about the Panthers. It was fun exploring their history on the episode. I enjoyed that.
This isn't best history. This is best jersey.
That's what I say. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Before I give them a parting shot and send them out the door, I just want to know it was fun looking up stuff about
them. Okay. Well, I'm not voting for the Panthers.
Oh, well, for obvious reasons.
No. Because I do love their Carolina blue.
Wait a goddamn minute. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
But I do not like the designs of their jerseys. I don't like. I just don't like how their helmet is set up with the weird 2 claw things. I don't like how this shit over the fucking shoulder pads. Like I just don't like the Panthers jerseys. Their colors are way better than their uniforms.
I agree with Sergio on that. I mean, that I don't really. There are some things I don't like about the Panthers jersey, overall, like their color. But it just, in my personal opinion, I just don't think the Packers have a good jersey at all. Like it's just boring. I just think it's boring. You know, like the best thing about your jersey is that your colors are like they kind of sit well. But that's it. And kind of the same thing with the Panthers, but at least the Panthers tried something to make it. And the Packers is just like, we're a block of cheese.
Yay.
the Packers have they're classic jerseys. They fall in the same category as the 49ers.
The 49ers and the Chiefs. They fall under that. And they did their job. They made it this far.
Okay, so you're voting Panthers.
I am voting Panthers.
That means this is our first upset. I think this is
a barn burner.
Yeah, the 10th seed just defeated the 7th seed. Okay, here's poor Texans. The Giants versus Texans.
Some battle of the red, white, and blues.
Yep.
The Giants, we didn't say enough about this in the first round. The Giants have really good uniforms.
They do.
They all just flow very well. And yeah, they definitely deserve to move on. And I kind of feel bad for the Texans because they did not offend us.
They didn't. Man, that's difficult. Shit. Yeah, no, that's really fucking difficult to choose between the fucking Giants and Okay, let me look at this one.
Like even if you broke it down to red jerseys, I believe the Giants even knew that a little bit better than the Texans did. And
Do
I
the
like the
Giants have
Texans
red
red.
jerseys? I don't
Yeah,
think
I thought they
Giants
had a
have
red jersey. I thought they had a red top jersey.
I don't think they do.
The
They
usage
don't.
of red is great.
Yeah, their usage of red is perfectly fine. It's
There is a Giants red jersey. It may not have been on this show though,
yeah.
because I remember a certain player I hated having it on.
Oh no, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it looks old.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying because I definitely would have hated this. This is bad. This is fucking bad.
But before the Texans are eliminated, I do want to point this out. They are.
That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all.
Oh, okay, all right. Continue.
I'm definitely saying it, but go ahead.
I don't think that because I'm going back and I'm looking at it now. It's like because this is really fucking difficult to go between the Texans and the Giants. I think they both have really great jerseys, and I think they both do well with the red, white, and blue. And this is when both of these jerseys, when I think about them, because I'm going back and looking at both of them. Sorry. I think they both do a really great job of being an American football team, and I think I've talked about that on both of their episodes. Is that they do a really great job of being an American football team. I'm gonna go Texans.
Oh no, that means it's on me. Oh boy.
Be a man, Sergio.
I do want to say this about the Texans jerseys. They're one of the newest. They're the newest team? Yeah, I think they're the newest.
They are.
team.
Yeah, they're the last.
And if you look at the history of the newest teams, you've got like the Panthers, you've got the Jags, you got the Baltimore Ravens. Like all three of those teams fuck up in very distinctly modern ways. The Texans have somehow managed to be a new team that also looks like a traditionally football team.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an accomplishment.
It is.
It
is.
I think they're both fantastic. I like. It sucks
So
that
I will say this:
they both can move over.
Of the few that we're getting ready to go to, where they're going to definitely be split decisions, this one is one of the ones that is tougher. Like honestly, there's no wrong answer between.
There is no wrong answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Texans are the pride of the AFC South at this point.
That statement has never been said in the history of football. You're breaking new ground. I have to go with Giants just because their blue is better.
Okay,
beautiful.
I do agree with that. I do agree that Giants have a better blue.
Yeah. Also, the Texans lose points for that god awful red helmet.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. And our last matchup in round 2, Steelers versus Chargers.
Let's find out if there's some fuckery afoot. So, me personally, while I do appreciate the classic yellow and black, I do believe the best color in football belongs to the Chargers. But I am man enough to admit the damn lightning bolts are all over the place.
They are all over the place.
Yeah, they are.
With that being said, begrudgingly, I would have to against my what's the it's kicking and screaming. I'm going with the Steelers. It's a better.
Oh, wow, he's proving he's not a homer. I'm saying Steelers also because the black and yellow just works, and they use it so well across all of their uniforms.
And so here's another reason I chose it. I don't believe that color scheme or the name for the Chargers or the way it's represented really represent that organization. Like they LAing it up, but the Chargers don't feel like LA to me. The Rams definitely do.
Yeah.
And it just, to me, culturally, it doesn't pair well. The Steelers, everything that Pittsburgh is about is represented inside of that jersey, from the logo to the color scheme, and for that reason, it moves on.
I actually do agree with Jay. It's like the Steelers is so classic in what a football jersey looks like, and the Chargers, like, it's
They're
not, the
trying
thing
to be
is
LA.
that it's not a bad jersey. It's not a bad jersey.
Right.
It just has so many sins, and that's the problem. That's what makes it lose this, is because it just has so many sins that could have been better. I love the color scheme. I love the Thunderbolt. I just think it's used incorrectly. I don't think it should be called the Chargers. I think it should be called the LA Lightning. Like, something should be different. There's just so many more opportunities here
Yeah.
for the LA Chargers.
And so that lends itself to kind of what my point is. Like the name, what they were in San Diego, that fit in San Diego. In LA, it doesn't fit well. And
Yeah.
I wish this was a football podcast because I could really go into that. I got a really good analogy ready to go, but I'm just gonna leave it where it is, and it's an identity thing.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Steelers as well.
Okay. So you're suggesting that when they moved from San Diego to LA, they should have changed the name?
Yeah.
Okay. I think so.
All right.
I don't think that LA, if this was the jersey that they were going to choose for Chargers at all, it should have been a battery if that was the case.
If you look at the old Chargers, if you look at the old Chargers uniforms, they just fit better with where they were. They really did.
What they need is, on one side of the helmet, a plus, and on the other side of the helmet, a minus.
You know how awesome that would be? And how embarrassing it would be to lose to that team.
I will give the Chargers this. Like, all of these newfangled shit jerseys that newer teams roll out to be kind of cutesy, like, the Chargers have the best cutesy fucking jersey outside of the Bengals.
That's fair. Yeah.
So there's that. And technically they were what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were top, what, 20? Something like that.
Yeah,
let's move on to round 3. We have narrowed this down to 8 teams.
That's big.
Conveniently, all of them have been are seeded in the top 10. So my seeds weren't that far off.
This is where I think it gets interesting now. Like,
yeah,
we've had our fun. We've had our fun, and now it's like, okay, it's time to make some hard decisions.
This is when people come to watch. Like this is what people came to watch.
This first one is gonna ruffle some feathers. So let's jump in.
It definitely is gonna be a good one.
The Bengals versus the Rams.
I said what I said.
He meant that shit. I knew he was gonna go.
I said what I said.
The gradient is exceptional. If I'm putting these two, and this is what it's gonna come down to me, if I'm putting these two jerseys against each other, jersey for jersey, blow for blow,
that's literally what we're doing.
It's closer. So if I'm being true to what it is that we're doing, it's closer than what you may initially expect. 2 completely different color schemes, 2 completely different uniform schemes. Like, you're just getting a lot of different flavors and things. So to me, it comes down with who has the one jersey that's the best amongst all of them. And for me, that's that all white, the white and black Bengals. If it comes down to who has the best overall jersey, that's who I'm going with. So we won 1.
Okay. All right. And you're Rams, correct, Alden?
I'm Rams. I am Rams. It's all you, dog.
Ah, damn it. I seeded the Rams at what, number 8?
Yeah.
That's a fair seed considering, the rest of the teams. I probably like them more than the 8th seed. They lose a lot of points for that fucking off-white jersey. And
that off-white jersey. Yeah, that's true.
Probably why they're going to lose this. But of the two helmets, both of these teams have this stupid fucking helmet thing where it's like, let's put animal shit on the side of the helmet. So they both have just a built-in strike against them. The Bengals, there's just an attitude to the fucking the rawr of the entire thing,
Right?
There's a sass to it that the Rams have, and I totally misspelled Bengals here, but it's fine.
That's okay. Jay's been spelling his name wrong the entire time.
The entire fucking season, I've spelled my handle wrong.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna go Bengals. Again, it's not as big of a victory as it may seem. Of course, it wins.
It's very close,
but this is like a field goal at the end of the fourth quarter kind of win here.
You guys are wrong. You guys are wrong. I'm just gonna say that you guys are wrong. I love the Rams jersey. I just do. I think it's fantastic.
As you should. It is one of the top 10 best jerseys in the NFL. Actually, top 8 if we're going by this bracket. So, moving on. Here's another tough one.
Again,
very tough.
This is so tough.
Chiefs versus 49ers.
I love how slick that Chiefs jersey is. Let me just start by saying that. Even though it's not like this crazy color scheme or anything like that, like you could mess that up, and I've seen some people messed it up. But the Chiefs bring it together very well, and keeping in the spirit of snacks or beverages or whatever the colors are reminding you of, it just dawned on me that the Chiefs color scheme reminds me of Slim Jims. So
Slim Jims? I was thinking McDonald's, but okay.
Right. This nigga went to Slim Jims.
McDonald's. Slim Jims. It just reminded me, and then I'm thinking about Macho Man and stuff. Now, with that being said, I don't know what to do.
It's Hardee's. It's Carl's Jr. Did I misspell Chiefs? Tough. I misspelled Chiefs too. Damn.
No, you didn't. That looks right.
EI? Isn't it EI?
I before E except after C, and there's clearly not a C right there.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm going. Oh my God. The 49ers move on, man. I'm thinking about the regalness of that A&W copper, and it comes down to looking like a football jersey. And the 49ers are a little bit more football than the Kansas City Chiefs, even though they're right there with them.
Okay. So 49ers for you, Jay?
Yeah.
Alden.
Oh. Why'd you have to ask me this? This is hard.
That's because that's what we're doing. That's what you signed up for.
The purpose of us getting on here.
Ooh.
Talk through it, man. Talk through it.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this. As much as I want to hate, because other teams that have done this, this fucking drop shadow on their numbers, typically I hate it, but it just looks so classic here that I kind of love it. And no, the Chiefs, like their jersey is just a classic in itself completely. You know what? I'm gonna go to 49ers. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go to 49ers.
Okay. My vote doesn't matter. I was gonna say 49ers, but again, this is a much closer race than this. The score is gonna.
It's what some may call a close sweep, which sounds sounds fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the 49ers gold is just too good.
Yeah,
it's just too good.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man.
Yeah. Speaking of gold, our next matchup is between the Saints and the Panthers. Somehow again, NFC South.
NFC South matchup is what are we doing?
Saints Panthers. I don't see. This is probably the easiest decision of this round in my mind.
Yeah, I can agree. I'm going Panthers. I mean, no, I'm kidding. Again, it was a heart attack. I felt that shit. No, I'm going with the Saints because it's a simple color scheme and they executed very well. And it's classic, man. It's like nothing against the Panthers. Congratulations on making it this far, but the Saints, in a not so close sweep.
Look, the Panthers made it way farther than I thought they were, based solely on how great their blue is. So
they made it to the round of 8, which is
they can fuck off.
Shock.
Like the adults are playing now. Alden, I'm just going to put you down for the Saints.
I didn't think that you were going to have to ask me.
Look. I'm a professional. I'm making sure that I'm not speaking for you. Let's talk about the Giants and the Steelers.
This is another tough one. This is a lot. So I will proceed to talk through it.
Yes, go ahead and talk through it.
This is the last red, white, and blue team, by the way.
This is the last red, white, and blue team.
But it's also the best.
It is the best.
I think that was evident from our first episode we talked about them. So the Steelers in a representation of what they are. They have that. Of course, the Giants and their color scheme doesn't represent actual being Giants because despite what conspiracy Twitter wants you to think, Giants don't walk amongst us. What they do well is they bring a class with those 3 colors that isn't seen in a lot of teams that choose to do red, white, and blue. That giant blue is the haymaker in this fight. It really is.
Yeah.
And then the way it lends itself to the rest of the jersey is exceptional, particularly to the white jerseys. It looks good on the jersey itself. Like it's not like there's a stupid ass transition between how it looks on the helmet, that metallic blue, and how it looks on the jersey. Is consistent all the way.
I'll give the Giants this. They are successful in having good looking jerseys across the board and them not just being a palette swap.
Yeah. It's a good jersey.
So it kind of comes down to that. It kind of comes down to that best jersey again. And of the jerseys, the Giants do have the best one.
They do.
They do have the best jersey. I'm going with the Giants. And for me, it's the white.
Okay.
The white with the white with playing off the metallic blue helmet and the all white. That is the best jersey of the 2 of these, in my mind. And so, yeah, I'm going with them. But it's very close.
Yeah, I actually agree with Jay on a lot of those things. Especially and what you said, like the Steelers have a fantastic jersey. Like they've made it this far. They could still go further if it probably wasn't up to the Giants. I it just it is just a palette swap though. The Giants are really doing something here with this jersey. They're actually there's so much more thought in it. Whereas like we're resting on our laurels here with the Steelers.
Okay, before you choose the Giants, let's. I have a couple of things to say because it looks like it may not even make it to my vote. The Giants are working with a loaded deck here. They have
Explain.
the easiest color scheme to get right.
They do.
And yes, they do have the best blue, and they do use red really well. But it's still just red, white, blue. Okay? The Steelers have black and yellow, which is not only the color of the Steelers, has been adopted by all of Pittsburgh. All the Pittsburgh teams are black and yellow.
Yep.
It's really cool. Like the weird esoteric history about the logo only being on one side of the helmet. That's cool. The fact that they have the Steel logo in the Steelers' name on the side of the helmet is brilliant for Steeltown. Like their overall package as a team is more cohesive than what the Giants have. Like the Giants are just like red, white, and blue. Fuck it. We're the Giants.
So
like,
for you, it's a matter of style versus substance.
Yeah, like the Giants literally had to go by the New York Football Giants for years because there were two different Giants teams in New York.
Okay.
All fair.
So,
all fair.
Like, cohesion-wise, the Steelers are on another level compared to the Giants. The Giants just happened to have the good-looking red, white, and blue jerseys.
I don't think saying that they happen to have it is fair. Because we have seen some of these other teams with their red, white, and blue color scheme do things that we didn't care for. So while it should be easy, we do have evidence that it's not all the time. And you can mess that up. You can't just come out and be what do they call it? The 4th of July popsicles and
rocket pops.
They just be the end of it, you know what I'm saying? so while I do appreciate the historical context because that's something that we've done on this show, man. Like we brought up the historical context of everything. At the end of the day, for me, we do talk about style over substance. If it looks better than what the history behind it has, we haven't let that affect it. We've let it factor in, but at the end of the day, it's about what's aesthetically pleasing. So if you were watching a football game and you saw these two teams lined up against each other, which jersey would stand out in a positive way first for me? And it would be the Giants.
See, for me, it's the Steelers by a long shot. Like,
now that
that's fair.
Now that you bring that up, Sergio, like now I'm flustered because you're right. You know, I do love cohesiveness.
It was like a revelation just then. Like he just realized he loves cohesiveness.
I do love cohesiveness. You know, like I think their baseball team is not the.
Oh, you're talking about the Orioles.
The Pirates.
No, not that's the Baltimore Orioles. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh
Yes,
Pirates.
they do. They have adopted the same color scheme. That's right.
And so have the Pittsburgh Penguins.
And I love that. And
okay,
I think
okay. I just thought of something that may be extremely offensive, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Giants uniforms have the equivalent of white privilege in this battle because they're red, white, and blue.
It's a stretch, but I'll allow you.
It's really not, though. It's really
right.
not.
I'll allow
it's
you.
Really
to
not a stretch.
In this situation, it's like when you're tossing in some kale in my greens, and at first I'm skeptical, but then I just proceed to hand you the spices, and I go ahead and cut up a couple of banana peppers and bell peppers for you to throw in that bitch too. So, because I'm letting you cook, you see what I'm saying? So, you know what? That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying anyone should change their vote. I'm going Steelers because
You submitted a compelling argument on behalf.
You did, and like,
and what's funny is it's not that far from the argument I just submitted to get the Steelers to the next round. It is like my argument sort of has come back to haunt me in this context. But again, like for me, this show, if I'm looking at style, that's the style that would appeal to me more. It has nothing to do with it being white. It's all about that metallic blue. But what you're saying is beyond fair. So now, Alden.
And I agree with it. I agree with it. I do. I agree with it.
What is the it that you agree with?
I'm gonna go Steelers. Yeah.
Okay. Steelers.
I'm gonna go Steelers. Like, yeah. I mean, it's not only compelling. It's solid.
It's a solid argument, man. Bravo.
I mean, dude. So if we're looking at this, if we're looking at it in that sense, the Steelers don't have another. They don't have another. They don't have another football team in Pittsburgh. They don't have another football team. New York got the Jets.
That's true.
That's true. That's true. And the interesting thing about that is that some of these same arguments can go for this next team that the Steelers has to face off against. So
we'll get there. We have made it. We've made it to the semis.
So just one note here.
Okay.
The Bengals are the only AFC team left.
It's because most AFC jerseys fucking.
No, I'm sorry. No, the Steelers are the AFC.
Yeah,
we're
50-50. We're 50-50.
Yeah, okay. You know what I was thinking about? For some reason, NFC popped out to me. So yeah, we're 50-50. But they're both from the AFC North, so that's interesting. As far as just looking at what the final
that's
four
true.
Things.
Well, let's do it, boys. The semifinals.
Yes.
Bengals versus 49ers.
So, have y'all ever seen who was it? I'm trying to think of which season it was. It was I know. It was Power Rangers. It was Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
I thought we were about to go America's Next Top Model.
This is probably beyond your time, Sergio. And I'm not saying that as a joke, as like your age. I'm just saying like you were probably completely done with Power Rangers. But
I can say confidently that I was.
Okay. That was 100% not an old joke. I swear. But
so, and Power Rangers being brought up and me knowing what you're talking about is like
what am I about to bring up? What about to bring up?
The second, Hokage, or the second gate. It's the second gate in the final move that probably is going to end up with me and you doing a Power Rangers podcast someday. Anyways, I believe you're about to bring up the White Ranger from there.
That's just a Bengals jersey, dude.
It's just a Bengals jersey. Just fucking Bengals jersey. Can we be this is very serious business at this point. You're choosing to clown. But anyways, go ahead. Were you or were you letting me go?
I just wanted to bring that up because now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think like between the Bengals and the 49ers, like am I gonna choose cream soda or am I gonna choose Dino Thunder? Like
we have come to an impasse. Okay. So in the sense of keeping with style, I could go with it when it comes to the 49ers and the Bengals. But here's something that we haven't brought up, and I think this is where the Bengals kind of excel throughout this whole process. The Bengals with their color scheme, with the stripes, with the sass.
Yeah.
Of all the teams, I believe have taken a lot of risk and they've worked out. The 49ers, as great as the color is on their jerseys, when you compare them, it's a style thing. And there are no risks going on with San Francisco's jerseys. Even though they're exceptional, there's nothing risky about it. Being able to have the balls to take fashion risk and pull them off and then top it off with a cocaine white uniform and that shit looks slick.
I
I'm
mean,
giving the
dog,
Bengals. I'm giving the
like,
Bengals the pass.
look at this. Look at this
It's such an
photography.
incredible
Look at this
jersey.
photography. It's just crazy good.
It's such an incredible, and they know they got a ball ass jersey.
Oh yeah. Like they are full on peacocking with these jerseys, with
Oh,
that
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
white jersey.
Yeah.
And, like their whole jersey set is just them showing off. Like the this matchup specifically goes back to the beginning of Downset Drip, where we were trying to explain to the viewers what exactly it was. Like, it's not a football podcast. It's not really a fashion podcast. It's kind of like if those two things fucked, and here we are. Like, the Bengals are the fashion part of this podcast. The 49ers are the football part of this podcast.
Exactly.
And now we have to choose between the two.
I've been told on every episode that this is not a football podcast. And today I accept it. So the Bengals get my last vote.
Is anyone choosing the 49ers?
No. I'm not choosing the 49ers. Because it 100% is a fashion risk, and the 49ers aren't doing that. They're not doing that at all. They're once again, they're resting on their laurels with this. It just so happens that this point, if the Steelers were going up to the Bengals at this point, the Steelers would have lost. Straight up. Even with that compelling story, they would have lost, in my opinion.
Slow down. That might happen. So let's not jump to that argument quite yet.
Okay.
I got to go Bengals. I do love the gold and the 49ers, and the fact that I immediately think of classic American football when I see the 49ers. The Bengals, again, it's just about making a bold decision, pulling it off, and then being proud of it.
Very proud of it.
So
I wonder what the sales numbers looks like on those.
It's got everyone in Cincinnati has a fucking Bengals jersey,
and it's particularly that one.
They give you them when you move in.
It's sitting on the floor. In the barren home.
You sign the mortgage paperwork and they wrap you in Bengals jerseys.
I'm quite certain it's a fact though. That's the funny thing about this. I'm 100% sure that's a fact.
Yeah. They also, let's see, Cincinnati, they have the Reds, yes, fuck the Reds. But yeah, that's all really they have are those two teams, right?
Yeah, because Ohio owns the Cavaliers and all that. Not Ohio. Not Cleveland owns them and all that. So
yeah,
Cleveland has
college doesn't matter. Let's move on to the Saints versus the Steelers, which I think is a more compelling matchup than I thought it was going to be.
It is.
This is a big one.
And originally, when I saw that this was up here, I was like, "There's no way that the Steelers are going to beat this." But then, thinking about your story now, I'm like, "It's the exact same thing.
It's the same situation.
It's the same thing."
Situation. And I was thinking about it. So, if you go off the history and how that color scheme permeates all over that city, there is a compelling thing to go against the Saints. However, allow me to offer the Saints side of this.
Please.
That symbol in that city is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that gold in that city is also everything. The Saints allow the other teams to occupy space in that state to me. Sure, LSU has the yellow and purple. It's not. It doesn't hit as much as that black and gold does. And even the NBA team, the Pelicans, adopted that gold to put on their insignia with their team.
Mm-hmm.
And they adopted what is that symbol called? I'm
The
sorry.
Fleur-de-lis.
Yes, they've adopted that on there as well. So if we're going to use that for the Steelers, it does apply to the Saints as well. So historically, there is some symmetry there between those two organizations. I guess what it's going to come down to me, and this may tug on some strings here, it's going to come down to what that team meant to Katrina or in the Katrina situation and how that became a symbol of hope for those people when they were going through that. And if we're going with the historical aspect, coupled with my argument of having who has the best jerseys amongst these two, who has the number one jersey, it again falls on the Saints White Ranger jersey. So you have the historical context and you have the overall better jersey. And for that reason, I'm picking the Saints.
Okay. That's a very coherent argument that you make there. And that coming from the one of the one of us that is not a built-in Saints fan. I'm not going to argue against the Saints.
No,
clearly.
Absolutely.
I am going to say that the White Ranger jerseys are the best. That's the best uniform in all of all of NFL. I've said that before. I'll probably say it for years going forward. They kind of fucked it over by giving it that black helmet. That's a very recent thing.
If there was
Maybe they'll fix that.
if there was ever a time to just have a white helmet to go with that shit, that's it. Or
Right.
just use the gold one. But
use
anyway,
use the gold. Use the gold one, man. Use the gold one. I will say this about the Saints overall, like jersey set. They lean so heavily on the gold in the helmet that there's very little effort outside of that.
And I think that's what's beautiful about it is that it doesn't have to. If you ever pay attention to the way that I dress, it's always like not minimal, but it's like a touch over the top to where it doesn't take away. You know, I forget which fashion designer it was that said it, but it's like if you feel like you have too much on, take one thing off. And that's what I feel like the Saints did. It's like if I was to do anything else with this gold, it would be way too much. It would be absolutely too much. And I think they do such a great job of not doing too much that the gold stands out perfectly.
I'll give you that.
I like
I'll
that.
give you that.
I like that argument.
Yeah, which kind of leans in on the whole style over football. Because I feel like if we're having the same discussion between the Saints and the Steelers as we did with the Steelers and who was it? The Giants?
Mm-hmm.
Not no. The conversation we had about the Bengals over whoever the fuck the Bengals were just against.
Yeah, that was the Giants.
The 49ers.
No, they were against.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the Saints, they kind of win the style argument over the Steelers. The Steelers are extremely well constructed with a great color scheme. It is a palette swap. It has a great story behind it. It's very cohesive. But what do you want to see walking down the street? Someone wearing Saints stuff, like the White Ranger jerseys, or do you want to see them wearing a Steelers jersey?
If I see somebody, and this is probably just me being from New Orleans, if I see somebody wearing a Saints jersey, like I'm gonna look at it before I look at a Steelers jersey.
Yeah.
Unless they unless they have that ugly ass San Francisco jersey on. I couldn't help it.
Well,
damn, San Fran.
In an effort to not have to vote, Alden, who are you going with?
I said San Fran, and it's not San Fran, it's Seattle. I'm gonna go to Saints. I'm gonna go to Saints. I'm gonna go to Saints. It's an easy choice for me. Like I said, I've never been to Pittsburgh, and I think it is, now that this argument is there, I kind of want to see it, because like when you go to New Orleans, it resonates everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It is our city. It absolutely is our city, and I would totally love to see what that looks like in another state. And I don't think the closest. And I'm gonna hate saying this, and Jay, you're gonna hate saying.
I think I know what you were about to say. Go ahead, though.
You're gonna hate me, and of all of these teams, the only three teams that resonate their city as much as the Saints and the Steelers do is the Cowboys.
Oh,
Ouch.
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I would throw San Francisco in there, and I know their fan base is hardcore, but like the Cowboys, it kind of has spread out like everywhere. I'm not exactly certain that you'll see San Francisco jerseys everywhere, because it's kind of a melting pot of a city. You got people who aren't that into football, that may not wear those jerseys or flaunt those things as much. However, they are a legacy team. I'm gonna tell you the closest I've seen outside of going to New Orleans to that kind of fervor around the team, and it's definitely like the Atlanta Falcons. It would be the Braves. I see that a lot. Like, they love the Braves here.
Atlanta fucking loves the Braves, dude.
And I mean, it's animalistic, rabid, if you will,
Mhm.
their love for the Braves. And again, my favorite sporting event outside of Atlanta United, which also has a ridiculous fan base, was a Braves game. But another place where the city just kind of is enveloped in the team is Starkville.
But okay.
Mississippi State, and the way, and that's where
he's not wrong.
My wife's family is from there. So when I visit them for Christmas, that little city is Mississippi State, and that maroon is everywhere. So it has a college feel to it, the way the entire city just absorbs, the Saints side of things. And I'm quite certain Pittsburgh is yellow and black all the way through.
Yeah.
So Sergio, what's your choice, dude?
Because it doesn't matter, I'm going to say the Steelers.
That's weak.
and part of it is just because, as a lifelong Saints fan, while they do have the best colors, they have the single best jersey in the league. I do feel like there's more they could do. And maybe that's because I like stripes so much, and they just don't want to stripe any of their shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Maybe.
Before we get to this final, I want to revisit my fucking tournament.
Oh, do it. Here we go.
I know the majority of these teams I picked. I'm almost certain I picked almost all of them, except for the ones that were interdivisional. I will say this, and I didn't say it then, but internally, I did say I knew it was going to come down to the Bengals and the Saints jersey. I knew it. Like, before we even started this podcast, I knew which two were going to be the final two. I was excited about the Saints jersey when we did that episode. I was very excited about the Bengals jersey when we did that episode, and I knew who it would come down to. However, I feel very firm outside of the divisional stuff that a lot of my teams in my fake bracket made it close to the end. I know the Chiefs were there, the 49ers were there,
Yeah.
the Saints were there, the Giants, of course, were there.
Yeah.
The Bengals were there, so the Steelers weren't. Did I say Chiefs already? Yeah. And because of the Rams division, I feel like the Rams were there too.
The Rams were there.
Rams are the same division.
They couldn't have because they're the same division as the 49ers. The Rams were second in that episode, I believe. But yeah, I fucking nailed that shit.
Yeah. I think the two that you didn't just bring up were, didn't you say the Texans?
Yeah, the Texans did move on.
And I think the Packers. You also, the Packers was one of your 8.
Yeah, man. I just the Packers. I started thinking about that cheesehead shit again. And let me tell you, 2 people that I really can't stand, and this is kind of erring on the side of football. I don't like Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, so fuck both of them. And I think those emotions kind of came back too.
I only know Brett Favre from the whole stealing money from Mississippi controversy.
Yes.
Did he do something else?
Anyways, so we're at the finals.
Saints Bengals.
Man,
what say you?
You start, dog.
I start?
Yeah, you been real quiet.
Bengals. Like it's not even hard. Like I love the Saints. They still have the single best uniform, but as a jersey set, the Bengals just slap, dude. They don't have to play well on Sunday because they know they look good.
For me, this is the point where we fortify what downset drip is. We've talked about the historical aspect of it, and we've talked about the style aspect of it, and these two things have come together in a clash. Those Bengals jerseys slap so hard, like top to bottom. Yes, we started off roasting their color scheme and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it just resonated.
It's a jersey that you won't forget. I will say, when it comes to who has the best jersey, they're neck and neck. Like when you factor in the goal on one end, the usage of the stripes on the other end, it's a battle going back and forth. But I agree, the Bengals do have overall the best jersey in the NFL.
Yeah. One thing that I think we failed to mention about the Bengals like whole thing is, think about it this way. You live in Ohio. For years, your only professional football team is the Browns. Okay? The founder of the Browns is basically excommunicated from Cleveland, and he moves to Cincinnati and creates another football team that's orange in the Bengals.
Yeah.
And he does it in the most fucking sassy, like petty way possible. I'm going to steal your colors, and then I'm going to out-uniform you for 50 fucking years.
And he has. He has.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, the Bengals even play in Paul Brown Stadium.
I believe you're right.
Which is named after the guy who the Browns are named after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very petty history.
It's so petty. It's so it's just juicy, man. I fucking love. Yeah, I love the Bengals jerseys, and we mentioned this in the episode. The fact that their stadium is just a jungle themed, like there's like fucking.
They fully committed
shit.
to it. They fully committed to the
man.
absurdity of what they wanted to do.
Yeah. So I'm saying Bengals. What about you, Alden?
Perfect. That's what it's come down to.
This is literally
A battle of
It's the
white
battle of the Power Rangers.
We should post that as Downset Drip without context. Because that's what that is. So is this unanimous?
It is unanimous.
It is unanimous. I'll give it that. Okay. I'll give it that. It is, being that this is a fashion podcast, is the reason that the Bengals win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm completely comfortable with the Saints being second. Like, I am not butthurt in the least.
And there you have it, people.
There you have it. The best jersey, the best team, or the team with the best jerseys in the NFL is the why does this say? Oh yeah, the Bengals.
It says the Bengals.
Now, mind you, they were not unscathed through this whole process.
They were not.
They were not. Yeah, they had to fight the Dolphins and the Rams. So
The Dolphins, there's a sympathy vote.
That was not, dog. No, it's not. No, it's not.
okay, well, okay, then let's just be a real dick here and litigate some stuff. Alden, you voted for both the Dolphins and the Rams. Would the Dolphins and/or the Rams beat the Saints?
The Dolphins definitely wouldn't beat the Saints.
Okay.
The Dolphins wouldn't beat the Saints, but man, it is the Rams is just it at this point. Between the Rams and the Saints, it would go to cohesiveness. Cohesiveness, the Saints would win because the Rams, like, as much as I absolutely adore that gradient, and I just think it's so beautiful. You know, that off-white jersey still exists, and as great as it is, that little white box kind of throws it off, and it's just cohesiveness is the only thing that it loses in that.
I was thinking about those off-white jerseys just the other day, and those off-white jerseys look like human teeth because they're technically like bone-colored, and
they are
like that one spot. That one little white spot looks like someone who recently had their braces removed. And you're like, man, that one spot's real clean.
I've seen people where their spot is permanent. Like it still exists.
Yeah, they're called the Los Angeles Rams. Okay. That does it for episode 9 of Downset Drip. So I said that we had a little surprise. Actually, we have a couple of surprises. One, never mind. One will have already happened by the time this airs, so it's not really a surprise. But the other one is that this is not the last episode of Downset Drip.
It's not.
And I don't even think did I tell you guys what our next episode's going to be? I think I did.
I believe you hinted at it.
Yes, sort of.
So until now, all of the uniforms we talked about were for the 2022 season.
22.
Yeah, 2021-22 season. No, 22-23 season.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the 22 season. In the off season, a lot of changes were announced to the upcoming jerseys in 2023. And so we have another episode where we're going to exclusively talk about the changes coming for the 2023 season. And some of the teams that have had some shit the past few years upgraded. I'm looking at you, Cardinals, but
hey,
we'll
man,
talk about that next time.
Let's talk. Let's just a second. When I started announcing about Downset Drip on my Instagram, I immediately got a message that says, "Please talk about the creamsicles." Like immediately, they did not waste no fucking time. Like immediately, I got 1 or 2 messages. I was like, please tell me you're talking about the creamsicles.
I knew they didn't wear their jersey, but I wanted to be certain that it made the show. And if you go, whenever you make it to that episode, ladies and gentlemen, or recall it, I brought that shit up because it had to be talked about. There's no way we can have a show about uniforms and not talk about what might be the most infamous uniform of all time with the creamsicles.
Mm-hmm. Which they're coming back next year.
They are returning.
Yes.
Which means we're talking about them next episode.
Yes.
We have seen them. They have been announced. There's also new Eagles jerseys. There's new fucking, as I said, Cardinals jerseys. There's a couple of throwbacks that are coming in that are new helmets that
are very interesting.
Oh, the Colts. Fucking the Colts, man.
I love that. I still have no idea about any of these jerseys.
Some of them I haven't seen.
A whole bunch about how bad the Colts and how boring the Colts were. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. I purposely stayed away from some things. Some announcements I just couldn't help myself with. But I purposely stayed away from some things because I'm like, I know we're gonna do another episode. We got to. But yeah, they made a ton of announcements.
So stay tuned for episode 10 of Downset Drip. This is where I throw it to you guys. Hey, where can you be found? Alden, you go first.
I can be found on Instagram at Alden's Manor.
Good job.
Pretty damn good. Damn, that was good. I can be found at Alden's Manor. And I'm going to plug my Instagram and not the other thing because I refuse to call it that. But if you know what I'm talking about, you can find me on that at the same thing, Alden's Manor. But I'm not gonna call it that. I refuse to. I don't even use it that much actually. So like, just follow me on Instagram. It's fine.
I'm gonna fucking talk about it. Listen, did I do it right? Did I do it right?
Nope.
Did I do it
Nope.
right?
Nope.
How about now?
There you go.
You can find me on Instagram and on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Fuck X, man.
At Unapologetic EXP. Let me get it. It was just really paint a picture for X and how I feel about it. Now, the stuff that they've done and the features that they've employed are some absolute bullshit. However, it does look like the porn symbol needed for the porn site that Twitter actually is. And in terms of branding, congratulations on some symmetry. I appreciate that. I do not understand why they've done things. However, one thing that I've learned following DC and their cinematic universe over the years is sometimes billionaires don't really know what the fuck they're doing. And that's a situation where I'm like, why are you poking at that? Why is that the thing to change? Why are you messing with it? And I just accept that some people are bored and they like to destroy things.
The Twitter X looks like a Jackson, Mississippi nightclub that runs out of money after 6 months.
Oh no.
Why are you like this?
It's one of those things that feels like it should have come out in the 90s, man. You know how we talk about like shit trying to be extreme? Like, it's just one of those things that I don't know, man. I just, and he's never, one thing I can say about Elon is he's never had a respect for Twitter, to me. Like the way he handled the whole buy and all of that kind of stuff. And it's clearly the thing that he doesn't really want, but it's just making him some additional money.
Yeah,
it's keeping him in the news. That's all.
X is like the social network that dropped out of the WWE Attitude Era.
Yep.
Perfect.
You can find me here. Shit. Here. There it is. Right there. Or you can listen to me talk about Ninja Turtle bullshit on Shellheads. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Shellheads. That movie's good. I know that came out like last month now, but that movie's fucking good. You should watch it when it hits streaming.
The movie is good. It is good. I'm gonna throw it out there. because I'm a big fan. But if anybody that watches this, if anyone wants to forward this podcast, this video to Emily Morgan Creates, would be fantastic, because that's the girl that does she does the redesigns of the NFL logos and stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah,
dude, I think it would be so cool if she just kind of like watched it, or just kind of gave her input on it. Or even at some point, maybe she fucks with us heavy enough to be like, you know what, I want to talk about jerseys with y'all at some point, which would be really cool. But Emily Morgan Creates, I really enjoy your work, and you have been in conversation just about every week that we have done an episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the same job.
The Lord's work, if you will.
We are doing the same, fixing the NFL. That's
yes.
Well, guys, thank you again for joining me on this fucking adventure. I look forward to our next episode. Follow everybody. Don't follow everybody. Watch it the next episode. If you made it this far, I'm sure you'll watch the next one.
Yes.
Have a wonderful week. I'm Sergio. Alden, take us out.
Stay gay.